All right, we are down at BD Riley's. It's been a long summer. We've had the Euros, which was extremely poor, disappointing, boring. And then we had the Copa America that was kind of... Copa America was scandalous and a mess, and will probably be most remembered for Darwin Núñez attacking the crowd at the end. But it's coming back. It's back. And I'm not talking about the Premier League. I'm talking about Glenn Kewley. You're back, sir. You haven't been here for a while. And the lights just came on right on time for you to chat.
Yeah, it's good to get back in it. It's good to get back in the pub, to be fair. And yeah, it's been a weird summer, hasn't it? To be fair, it's been that much football being on. I'm saying before, we've been burnt out from the football, but it's good to get the proper stuff back, isn't it? You know, this international crap. I would bin the international stuff off if I could. To be fair, fuck it all off and just do the club stuff. Anyway, nice and positive as always.
Cheers, Glenn. Yeah, welcome back. Good start. That's what we wanted.
Delighted to be back.
And of course, we have the legendary Chris Delcros. Legendary. Yeah, bring your mic over so all your fans.
Yeah,
can
no,
hear
good.
you.
Looking forward to it. Looking forward to the weekend. Looking forward to Friday.
Yeah.
I'll watch the Manx, and then.
I mean, if you can have a game kick off a season, Man United, Fulham, Old Trafford ain't the most exciting one, is it?
It's not, but if Fulham were to get a result, then I think it'd be exciting, because I don't think Mr. Ten Hag mightn't last too long after that. So I'll be keeping an eye. I'll keep an eye on that. It's just good to have the. I'm with Glenn. I don't watch the international stuff.
You would if Ireland were.
I suppose if Ireland were to come back to a good side, maybe. Although we've a couple of young fellas coming through, so that mightn't be too far away. But no, as of right now, anyway, I'm off the international stuff.
Let's hope for your sake that those young fellas coming through don't switch over like Rice.
Yeah. Less said about that now, the better.
But it is good.
He's using the C word.
Yeah.
It is good to get, I don't know, you can call it the proper football back, but something with a remote bit of excitement to it, because the Euros and Copa were shocking, honestly, were really poor. And we kick off, another early kick-off, Saturday, away to newly promoted Ipswich.
Start as you mean to go on. Early. Get
it out of the way. And of course we have Arne Slot, new management, new coaching team, no changes really, no one's really come in at the moment, so from looking at the pre-season games, it looks like we're going to be playing out from the back a little bit more, a bit of a slower tempo from the back. But other than that, thinking about the season, we look at Manchester City, Arsenal, Aston Villa, anyone you think this season or even us can compete with Man City to win the league?
Yeah, I do.
Right now.
I think Arsenal. I think in my book, if I was a bookie now, I'd have Arsenal favourites.
I don't think it'd be
favourites, really.
In my book, they're favourites. I really fancy them. I think they'll win the league this year. I think they'll kick on as we did from finishing second, and I think this year I think Arsenal are the team to beat. I think I think whoever finishes above Arsenal will win the league.
Glenn?
I wouldn't say they were favourites, but I'd agree that I think it'll be between the two of them. I do. I think for City to kick on and get that to win it again, I don't know. I think it's gonna be with all this Chargers stuff going on. I wish it would happen like last year or the year before, when the Reds were going for the league, just for that bit of distraction. You don't know what that's going to do, because now with that bubbling over, they're going to be getting that every single press conference. You just wonder if that's going to be a bit of distraction. And as of now, I appreciate there's still 2 weeks to go. They've only really signed one lad, a winger. That's Salvino, was it?
They signed the centre back, the Italian.
No, I'm talking about City.
Oh, City, yeah.
They only re-signed that lad. So I think they could probably do with getting one or two more in, and they probably will, to be fair. So it's hard at this point. It's hard to say, but if I was to pick who I think will win the league, I think I'd probably go with Arsenal as well. But I think this year is going to be a low, not a low point scoring, but compared to City getting 95 points and whatever, I think last year City won it with 90.
Yeah, 91 or 92. 91.
So I think whoever wins the league this year will get 85 or below points. I think it'll be a lower one.
You got to be disappointed that Alcatraz left, Man City. I get he wanted to.
Alcatraz.
Alvarez. Sorry. Alcatraz. Alvarez. That's the one.
Yeah. He's gone to Atletico, isn't he?
That he left, and obviously he wanted to go and Pepper's history of that. If a player wants to go, he's not going to stand in his way. Same with Cole Palmer, right? Didn't want to stand in his way. It's a lot of money, but you feel like he's got to bring someone in to replace him, because he did a good job last year, and he played a deeper role when De Bruyne was out, and did fantastic. Was really good. But you would feel that's someone that they would look at replacing. And there's 2 weeks
That's what I mean.
left, I think, of the window.
It's hard to sort of do these because you just don't. There hasn't been that much business because of the Euros and the Copa America. So you don't know what's going to happen in the next 2 weeks. Arsenal could go and sign like a really good top class forward, or City could pull two of them out of the bag. Do you know what I mean? And you're like, it could change everything. It's between them two for the top of the league. I think there's about 4 or 5 teams below that have all got different sort of things going on. Loads of different things going on. I think on paper we're the best of the rest. But obviously we've got our own sort of things going on as well. And then like 4th, 3rd. I mean, I think we'll probably get 3rd, but 4th. Could pick any of them because they're all sort of a bit of a basket case, aren't they? A lot of them.
Yeah, but just to go back, so you said there, like, because of the Euros and the Copa America, I think a lot of the inactivity has come from, I think they're all petrified to spend money with these new rules.
Yeah.
I think a lot has to do with that, and I think, I'm not sure that there's going to be a whole lot more done between now and the window shutting. I just think teams have really shut up shop, bolstering down the balance books, and I think they're all petrified to step out of line on the money side of things. Unless
you're Chelsea, that seem to be stockpiling, because there's the potential that they're going to get a transfer ban coming up for like 2 or 3 windows, and it feels like they're like signing players based on there's going to be a ban coming.
Well, there's definitely
they're the only
going
I think
on
they've made 9 signings so far at Chelsea,
Who?
and they're a basket case for a club. You still look at the players they've signed.
Here's what we'll do, right? We'll do a giveaway, right?
A giveaway.
We'll do a giveaway for anyone that's watching this. If anyone can name the Chelsea starting 11, Darren will give $1,000 to that person.
Darren.
$1,000, right? And we'll throw in one of these up the red t-shirts. $1,000. Right, if anyone can name starting 11 for Chelsea at the weekend, because I can barely name 5 players myself.
Bloody hell, Delcros. I think we need to be going on that as well.
Yeah, I just want to disclaim myself. I just want to distance myself away from that comment.
Darren's loaded.
Don't come looking for me. Don't look coming to my door looking for money. But yeah, no, you're right. It's nearly impossible to name. It'd be nearly impossible to name the squad. Don't mind the starting 11.
I know.
There's 45 or 47 of the fuckers.
There's loads of them, isn't there?
And they still.
But there's something weird going on
Neto, right? They've obviously got Cole Palmer on a long-term contract. He was fantastic last season, but they still lack. Potentially a striker. They still lack a goalkeeper. I think
he's not very
good.
good.
The fullbacks aren't good either.
No, I know.
Like they've bought like all these.
They've got one of the fullbacks is okay. Like, to be fair, that Gusto's quite good. He's decent enough, but compared to everyone else in the league, you're not going to have more of a Liverpool, City or Arsenal. But they're trying to get João Felix as well, who's just like a poorer version of Cole Palmer, and older, and just a bit of a weight, he's been all over the place. Yeah. And then they're trying to get who's the forward from Napoli? They're trying to get him as well.
Osimhen.
Yeah. Who they've been trying to get? I don't know.
And they still have Lukaku on the books.
Yeah,
which is crazy, right?
Which is absolutely.
You wonder how they're getting. You wonder how that is surely going to end in tears.
Yeah.
I don't often
think
feel
so.
sorry for Chelsea and their fans, but
I don't.
It's hard to. I know it's hard to feel sorry
is
for
there a fan base
for
that
them,
couldn't
but at the
deserve
same
it more up them?
but they're going to get their come up. I think it's going to end in big tears for Chelsea football. So
I do.
United have done a bit of business, though, haven't they?
Got a couple of centre backs in, which they needed.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, 3 centre backs, I believe. One of them was already injured.
Yeah. Is he a centre back? Was he?
Yeah,
He's a centre back. One of
from
them's-
Lille, wasn't he?
One of them's probably going to be injured in Delit,
Yeah.
which a few years back was massively rated. Every top club in Europe wanted him, and now they've got him for like 40 million or thereabouts. And potentially he was fantastic, but injuries have killed him over the past few seasons. So
I just think
that could be a really good signing, or it could be another disaster.
Do you know the thing with them though? Like I think if you look at like Saliba, you look at Van Dijk, you look at Diaz at City, John Stone.
Yeah.
They don't really Kanate as well, and then the other fellow for Arsenal. Like all centre backs, big and strong and quick, and like Delit to me. I mean, he seems like he'll probably get at him a little bit. Do you know what I mean? And it's the same with like that young lad. Obviously, he's only young as well.
Yeah.
Like, United really needed to sign. They may work out to be good signs, but I feel like they need to sign like a really big, powerful centre back. Do you know what I mean? Who's going to be commanding in the air? Who's going to like get them on the pitch? And Martinez seems like he's injured all the time. He's really good, to be fair, Martinez. But the rest of them are just like not very good or injured all the time. On the Varane's still there. Varane's still at United.
No, Varane's gone.
Is he gone?
Yeah,
Is he?
I think. Yeah.
Yeah,
Bloody
Varane's
hell.
gone. But they have a history of that in recent years, Man United, of signing players that why are they signing? What's their plan? And you still don't really see a plan as such going forward. I think the goalkeeper isn't that great. I think goalkeeper's got a lot of mistakes in him. I don't think the fullbacks are great. I think they have. I mean, Højlund potentially could be a really
The
good
middle of the
player.
field
If he can stay fit,
You're right.
Højlund could be really good.
I don't know. I don't know. I think their whole middle of the field is a bit weak.
Spine,
to be honest
isn't it?
with you. It's a bit
Spine.
weak.
The blind spot.
So, moving on, last season, and Delcros, you called it. So we had a team that would be a surprise in the Premier League, and it was Aston Villa. Aston Villa had a really good season. They're now back in the Champions League, so well done to them. Is there any team that you see as that will be the surprise and maybe might be competitive for that top 4 spot?
No, not this year. I think it'll go back to. The top 4 will go back to what it's been for many years.
It's been like
Well, the traditional. I think it's going to go back to kind of your old school Arsenal, Liverpool, City, United. I think United will be all right this year.
But that's that spot, isn't it? I think the Arsenal,
Yeah.
Liverpool, City, hopefully us with all the changes.
No,
but
Barry, you're
that
saying
4th spot's pretty open still,
Barry, you're
right?
saying that United finishing 4th is a bit of a surprise. I don't know, but I think I can see United probably fighting out that spot with Spurs. And probably
You've
Villa.
got a lot of. I mean, you have contenders now for that.
the only
100%
thing.
for
The
that
only,
spot.
the
You
only
really
thing
do.
with that with United are going to have to play the Europa League, aren't they? So no, sorry, I think they're in the Europa Conference even. No, the other Europa League,
They're
on
in
the
the
Europa
Europa,
League.
yeah.
So that might not be that bad for them because because they've got like loads. Like last year we had it and we were like, it's gonna be a fucking nightmare, that Europa League.
Yeah.
But it actually gave us loads. It gave a lot of our younger players time to get the games in.
I think it
might
all
not be
depends
that
on where
bad
you have
for
to
them.
fucking go. I think we were
We
kind
were
of
very
lucky.
lucky, yeah,
that
you're right.
we got a
It's
fairly
very
friendly
Very
draw
good point,
where
to
it
be
was a short kind of flight
Yeah.
to wherever you had to go. But if you have to go to the fucking
it
back
can
arse
be
of
it can be a
fucking-
nightmare before. I mean, for that, look at Conte for example. If we weren't playing in the Europa League last year, I don't think Conte comes through the way he does because he probably gets 10 games in that Europa League last year. Even like Harvey got games in there as well, and other players. It does help you because you can like the group stages are fucking doddle, aren't they? Do you know what I mean? You can sort of do it, but what do you think about Newcastle? Because I think Newcastle could be that. I don't know if that's a surprise. I don't know if that is a surprise or not. But I think they could probably. Just depends about what happens with Eddie Howe in England.
Yeah.
Because if Eddie Howe goes to England, that could cause like an absolute nightmare for them. But I could maybe see them. I could maybe see them sneaking in. They've got a good. I think they've got a good squad, Newcastle. If they can keep hold of they can keep hold of their better players, and if they can get in,
they're trying to get in a centre back.
If they get that lad from Palace who's good,
Okay.
Yeah.
I think they've got they've got a decent 12, 13 players.
As long as
you
they
said-
stay away from my fucking Joe, they can do what they want.
Joe
but
Gomez.
stay away from
Yeah.
my fucking Joe.
But as you said
That's
like earlier, like there's
I don't think that'll happen now.
Gomez.
Yeah.
I think that's probably done unless we go back to Newcastle with Gordon. But
What do you mean, Dunn? It's not going to happen.
no, as I'm saying, the only reason I could see Gomez going is if we go back in for Gordon
Oh, yeah,
and then
we're not-
Gomez.
Well, these
but
rumours
hopefully
about
not. I
Diaz,
want to
though,
keep
you know.
Gomez because he's
Yeah, I want to keep. I wouldn't like to see.
he's class.
I
Bottom line,
wouldn't
he's a
like
good
to
player.
see us. I wouldn't like. I think it would be not wise if we were, because this is the only way I can see this happening. Diaz fucks off. We go, okay, well, we want Gordon, and Newcastle say, well, you can have Gordon, but we want Joe Gomez.
Yeah, it's not going to happen now, though, is it? Because it's the second week of August. It's that those sort of things just don't. Things like that, like those deals where it's like wrapped around and there's a few different players involved. Doesn't usually happen like that, does it? Unless it's Andy Carroll and
Torres.
Torres, the wildest transfer window day.
Or
ever.
unless Joe turns up at fucking Newcastle training ground like Odom Wingy.
Yeah,
So what about so
Okay, no.
okay, so Aston Villa last season, fantastic.
Yeah, brilliant.
Emery, of course, made Gerrard look stupid really with the majority of the same squad. Did really well, got him in the Champions League. What do you think about Villa this season? Because obviously this is a big. When we saw what happened with Newcastle last season, right?
That's exactly it.
Do you see the same? Or
I think it's going to be tough for them. I mean, I think it's going to be. I think they've great players, good side. I think an extra year with Unai and another pre-season under their belt, they can only, they're only going to improve. But I think we've seen it a lot with teams that finally break into the Champions League, get there, and then struggle to keep the league form the following season because they just maybe don't have a squad big enough, strong enough, and it's a different ball game to go Tuesday, Wednesday, Saturday, Wednesday, Sunday. It's the same with the Thursday, Sunday deal when you're in the Europa. It's just a different cadence, and it throws that little bit of a kind of wrench into things, and things you're just not used to that schedule. You're not used to that cadence. And it has
I just don't
a
think
negative
there's been
impact.
a team that's done it before, has there? There's other than the normal top, out of the 6 teams that are always there, like obviously the 4 that we're getting out of those 6. You've got Newcastle obviously last year. You've got Villa this year. I think Everton did it in 2005. Liverpool won some trophy that year, by the way. There's no real team that has done it, that's sort of snuck in, and then they've done it again. Do you know what I mean? They've just not done it, and I don't think they'll do it again. I think they might do all right in Europe though.
Even Spurs,
well,
might
that's
do
the
it.
Emery
Not-
factor.
not
Spurs as
like-
well, didn't
not
they?
like- not like-
he's good there.
Not like
I think
semi-finals or finals or anything like that, but I do think they might do
Yeah.
all right in it.
What pot are they in?
Pardon?
What pot are they in for the draw?
Mate, there's about 48 pots this time.
it's a
isn't it?
league table,
Oh,
isn't
that's
it?
right,
And they
yeah.
will get ranked.
That's right, I
based
forgot
on the
about that.
games that are being played, and that.
Yeah.
But that
Yeah.
actually might not be the
That
worst
would
thing
help
for
them,
them,
I
though.
think.
Yeah.
It might do, yeah. It might not be, but it's tough to say. But Newcastle. To be fair to Newcastle, when they got in the Champions League, they got I think they got PSG, they got AC Milan, they got
Yeah, they
Dortmund.
got
Well,
right
PSG
now
got to the
group.
semi-final. Dortmund got to the final. It's a bit of a, and they probably should have won in PSG, shouldn't, when they went to Paris.
Yeah.
So they got a bit of a thing. But Emery in Europe, he's top class, isn't he? They could put a couple of bloody noses. But yeah, Spurs.
So that was the
Spurs
next.
are weird, aren't they?
And we're not going to talk about every team because we'll be here all bloody
Yeah.
night. But we'll pick out a few. And the next one, Tottenham,
Yeah.
started really well last season, and then they just fell away. They don't really have the squad or even the best first team. They've signed Solanke, who did really well last season with Bournemouth. They spent a lot of money. Thank you, because we get money from that as
Yeah.
well, so that's all right. It goes into the key. But Tottenham, any expectations? Are they going to do anything this season, or are they going to be Spurs and be Spursy again and do nothing?
I don't know. I feel that's kind of harsh.
What is harsh?
To kind of go Spurs and they'll do not like. I think that's as good as they are, though. Like, you know what I mean? I think for them to finish I don't think Dominic Solanke is enough for them to be able to go, oh, we should be finishing the top 4. I think they're going to finish where they probably deserve to finish, 5th, 6th, and that's as good. I think that's as good. I think that's as good as they are. I don't see them challenging for definitely not for the title. Are they going to be in and around that 4 spot? Yeah, I think they'll be in there with a shout. Now, whether they get it over the line or they don't, or they kind of fade away, that's kind of a different kind of question. But I just think I think 5th, 6th is probably as good as they are, and that's probably where they'll finish. It'll be interesting to see Solanke though, to see how he kind of transitions from being kind of the main man at Bournemouth.
This is his big.
Kind of,
he was at Chelsea as a youngster, and then he came to us. So he
Still
didn't really
young,
work out.
He's
He's still young.
Yeah.
He's still young, but this is massive for
I'm
him.
saying he was young
This
when
is
he
his
was-
opportunity. And
Yeah.
This is big for him. Isn't it? But yeah, I would agree. I think Tottenham, I can't see them. Even top 4. I think the competition for that 4th spot is immense going into
None
the
of them
season.
are great though, are they? That's the thing. It's like none of those teams really on paper you would say, well, that team should finish 4th. Do you know what I mean? It's like we spoke a bit before about Chelsea. Now, I don't think they'll finish in the top 4, but like they've got so many good players that you're like they don't have so many good players, but they've got so many players that if you added like some structure and you got like, and I don't want to say you got a couple more players because that's like mad, but if you got rid of like about 10 players and just brought in like 2 that you actually need, like a goalie and a striker, like there's something that I can't believe they've sacked Pochettino. It's and then they've got this new fella in and doing totally new.
He was doing so well, like improving.
Mental.
You saw signs of improvement as the season went on with Pochettino, and then it kind of gives you an insight into how fucked up they are behind the scenes.
He could be the first man to sack him.
Oh, the Chelsea guy?
Chelsea guy?
Yeah,
I watched Chelsea and Madrid here when they were here, and I was actually thinking to myself, I was trying to remember, has there ever been a manager sacked before the season started? Because they were, in that first half, they were fucking shocking.
Really?
Shocking. And I know it's pre-season, lads are getting fit, probably haven't kicked the ball in a few weeks, but they were fucking shocking.
It's got to be someone, right? You would have thought. I saw the Preston manager got sacked.
Yeah, he got one game. No, he left. He got booed. He got booed and said, "Fuck this, I'm out."
Yeah.
But
I know that's.
yeah, he's got to be.
Yeah.
It's impossible to say. I mean, Ten Hag's, if he makes a bad start, then I know he just signed a new contract. Doesn't really
I think
matter.
Ten Hag.
He's going to be under pressure immediately.
How much is Ten Hag's situation similar to Brendan Rodgers? When really, I think like when when we got beat against Stoke 6-1, it should have been like, that's it. And instead, they threw Colin Pascoe as assistant under the bus, and it was like, oh, we'll get this new assistant manager, Gary Mackin, and everything's going to be fine. And we've got Gary Mackin and Mike Marshall. There's a Liverpool connection in, and we'll bring them in, and it'll be different, and we're going to get different signings. And we all knew.
It's very similar, right, with the Ruud van Nistelrooy situation with Ten Hag.
Oh yeah,
too, right?
It's going to be a little bit because we've got these new people in, and you're a bit like, I don't think so. I don't think so. And then when he's waffling his shite about his XG, like in every press conference when they're being twatted, and he's like, "Yes, the XG," and you're like,
the XG,
mate,
we did well.
Like
similar
to
XG.
Rodgers though.
Like,
Sometimes, and I think that's why everybody, like when Klopp obviously first came in, obviously everyone was just like refreshing because he just spoke. Where Rodgers felt like he was always selling you stuff all the time. He was selling you like, we've been shit, and we've been shit today, and you're talking about us showing character. Do you know what I mean?
Beautiful humans.
Yeah, and do you know what I mean? Like it was stuff like that where you're like, when you're winning, you're a bit like, oh yeah, and then but when you're looking absolute dog shit, and everyone can see, you can't fool. The thing with Liverpool and United supporters, you can't fool them, especially us. You can't fool us. Anyway, I'm going on a bit of a tangent.
That's all right. So we'll do. We'll pick out a couple more teams.
Who's going down?
And then we'll do some predictions. West Ham. West Ham did all right last season. Moyes is now gone, but they've made a bunch of signings this summer. Any thoughts on West Ham? Could they be the surprise Villa type team this season, or is there too much competition in and around the top 4?
I mean, it's. I don't. I would look. I wouldn't be putting any money on them anyway to make any great surprises or great strides to But would the Europa League or the Europa Conference be out of their reach? No, I think I think similar to Spurs. I think that 7th, 8th, 9th. That's as good as they are. That's where they finish, and that's for right now. That's about right in my opinion. I probably see them probably that mid-table, 8th, 9th, 7th maybe, but I don't see them any further up the field.
Yeah, same. They made some good signings. I tell you what, they've made some good, decent signings. That Fulkrug could be a handful. Like the bitch I've seen him from Dortmund, he could be a handful. Him. Yeah. He's the sort of player. I mean, back to Chelsea again, but he's the sort of player that would be decent for them. You would think, like big fella, target, like his fucking technique, the way he can hit a ball. It could be good if they can put all their game around him and have people putting balls into him and stuff. But I the one team that. If we're going to do a surprise team, or we're going to do that in a minute.
No, do it now.
My one surprise team, not surprise team, but who I think might sort of really kick on, is Palace. I think Palace is going to really kick on. I think they're going to do really well this year. Not like top 6 or anything like that, but I can see them being really, really good this season. Palace.
Yeah, they ended really well last year.
They
didn't
did, yeah, and he's got something about him that Klatten, is it Klatten? I think it is.
Yeah, the coach.
Yeah, and if they can keep hold of Gahey,
yeah,
I think they could do really well, Palace. Do you know that's the thing though? There's loads of these sort of teams that now, obviously, the teams that come up last year were all shit. Really, they were all absolute dog shit. The fact that Everton stayed up last year says all right, but now this year, if you go through a lot of those teams, if a lot of those teams, United, Tottenham, Newcastle, even Chelsea can do it. You see it last year. They can give people bloody noses, and that's why I do think this year the top 2 will be the top 2, but the points might not be as big, because I do think a lot of those sort of middle teams are getting a little bit better. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. All right. So let's move on to predictions and see.
It's been predicted for the last 30 minutes.
What we think. We're going to do top 4, bottom 3. We won't do Champions League's winners because that's going to be Real Madrid. We'll keep it top 4, bottom 3 right now. And obviously saying it's hard because season's started, window's still open. But right now, as you see it,
right, who's 4th then?
What are you thinking? So let's go with 4th.
Go 4th round.
First.
4th, United.
Woo. Wow.
It's not that bold. I'll go United as well, I think. The rest of them will roll with shit on them.
Can I put an asterisk on that?
No, you can't. It's a prediction.
Yeah, I know. It's still, yeah, I think they will end the season not with Ten Hag. I think they'll finish 4th. They'll limp into 4th, but I don't think Ten Hag will be the manager at the end of the season.
Pochettino.
So basically, everyone will be rubbish, but they'll just sort of sneak over the line.
Yeah, they'll just dog it.
Who got 4th this year again?
Villa.
Of course they did.
Yeah.
But that was the thing. Villa snuck in because everyone was shite.
Yeah, it was like, oh no, you finished 4th. No, you finished 4th.
And there's a part of me that maybe thinks Newcastle might do that this year.
Yeah.
To be fair.
Yeah.
But
Tonali is back, I believe.
He is.
He's back. That's something. It's like a new signing for him.
This is the thing though. Like if they get Gahey and they keep Bruno and they keep Isaac and they've got Tonali back, like I would sort of be edging a little bit to Newcastle as well.
But you're going to say Manx.
I'll say them for now. Yeah, they could finish 8th. That's the thing about some of these teams. They're all shite.
All right, I'll go with Liverpool 4th.
Oh, such a big fan. He always does something to be controversial.
It's hardly.
He'll say Brentford 3rd or something.
That's hardly controversial.
Go on then. There's going to be somebody's going to be better than. There's somebody is.
I think it's when you. I think 4th will be a good season.
Okay,
when
who's 3rd then?
Yeah,
we're going to get that
on that one. Yeah,
when you change when you change the entire coaching setup, etc., it takes a bit of time. It's going to be teething. I think 4th will be really good. I think it'll be fucking good after all those changes.
Right,
really do. So 4th, Liverpool, you two Manx. Third.
No, go back to you for third.
Well, of course.
Yes.
You want me to say the third?
yeah.
Who's
All right,
going
Newcastle third.
So you think Newcastle are going to score about 25 points on Liverpool?
Yeah. And they've
Wow.
no Europe at all, I believe.
No, they're nothing.
Right? They don't even get
me.
the Conference League. I think
They
that's
got
going to help
Alan,
them as
and they got
well.
Alan Sheeran, do you know what playing as well? At third.
And Gaza. Gaza's
third
returned. He's
Liverpool.
come back. So third.
Yeah.
Liverpool.
Liverpool, yeah.
Second.
Second.
Second, City.
Yeah, City as well.
Arsenal.
Do you think City will win it?
I still think Arsenal need a top goalkeeper and a striker.
Yeah.
I
Oh,
don't think Raya is good enough.
So you're saying City win the league?
I think City will win the
I
league.
think Arsenal will win the league.
And
I think.
I'm going Villa.
But
Villa.
Nah, I'm going Arsenal.
hey,
West Ham.
you know what though? We should actually. Hey, can we say though these predictions in 3 weeks we can come back to them and maybe change our mind.
Yeah, when we sign Mbappe from Real Madrid and Bellingham, then
I wasn't really thinking
we'll
about
change
it really.
it.
I was just
But
thinking for the top of the pop. Right, who's going down?
Going down. All right, Stone last. I'll go first. Wolves.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Stone last. Yeah. Stone last. Bloody hell. I will go. I'll go with Ipswich. And what I think will happen is, I think they'll start quite well, and I think McKenna might get stolen from someone. And someone may look to try and get Kieran McKenna, and I think they may plummet. So I don't know. It's really hard, but I'll go with Ipswich.
Okay.
I've never seen them.
Stone
play.
last.
Yeah, probably a bit tight that,
Ipswich.
but
I'll go with Southampton. I think they've made a shitload of signings, which is never great for a newly promoted team, I don't think.
I want to change my mind though.
Southampton, I think, will be bottom, and I think they'll be bottom by.
You think it's only like a
Significant
Sunderland
number.
deal?
I think
Or like,
Southampton
was
will
it Southampton
struggle.
themselves that went down the year they went down? They fucking went down with a fucking
Remember,
bang.
remember Derby?
Derby
Oh
were
no, that
really
was Sheffield
bad.
United. I was
Sheffield
getting
United
mixed.
were
Yeah,
bad.
Sheffield United. Yeah.
Yeah,
Go on.
so I'll go. Southampton.
19.
19. I'm going to go with. I'm going to go with Southampton. 19.
Yeah, I'm Southampton 19th as well.
I will go with Leicester City.
I sort of regret saying Ipswich now, you know. 'Cause I really
can
like
change.
it.
You can change it. There's no rules.
Yeah,
It's all good.
yeah, no, I'll keep them there. I think. I just.
We'll revisit it in like a month.
Yeah,
We'll see.
Go on.
And then third from bottom. You're not going to like it. Brentford.
Get him off the pod.
Yeah,
Fucking hell. Jeez.
I think Brentford as well, but I also think Forest are. Do you know when you've been tittering, like when you've been
Yeah.
other than fucking those pricks that seem to just like cockroaches and never fucking go. Like Nottingham Forest gonna have to go at some point, but I'm gonna go with the Bees as well. I don't want them to go down. I don't want Ipswich to go down. I really don't, because I like both clubs. I love Nottingham Forest to go down. I'd do anything for everything to go down. If we finish 15th, I'd be fine with that. But it's not going to happen. What about you?
Bees will stay up. I think Carvalho is going to have a really good season for them, by the way. I think he's perfect.
How is he so?
And I think he will score a shitload of goals.
Can you tell me how he's perfect? Because Brentford play with two big fuckers up front, and they kick the ball into the channels, and they run in the channels, and they bully defenders all day long, and they get the ball into their body, and they put. So where would he play in that? Where does he fit into that?
He would play the opposite, like the Embueno role, and he's going to play on the left-hand side, which is a perfect position for him. And with the way Brentford set up, they'll revolve around him as well. They know how good Carvalho is. He was great at Fulham. He was great on loan at Hull. It's a different level with us, of course, and competition. And we spoke about this on the last pod, that Carvalho is, is behind Gakpo, he's behind Diaz, potentially Nunez on that side, Jota can play on that side. But I think Carvalho is going to have a really good season for Brentford. And I think Brentford will flirt with relegation, but I think they'll have enough to keep them up. which leads me to Nottingham Forest. I think Forest will go down. I don't see enough.
So
of
you're saying
Forest.
Forest, Leicester.
Southampton.
Southampton.
Forest, Leicester,
You're
Southampton.
saying Brentford,
Southampton,
Ipswich, and I'm saying Brentford, Southampton, Wolves.
Yeah. By the way, Carvalho was 100% scoring against us. 100% because I've said he's crap for ages,
Yeah,
and
he
he will be great at Brentford because next year they'll be in the Championship and that's probably his level. Only mess.
What about Tony? Do you think
him.
you'll hang on to Tony?
100%.
I think Brentford have to hang on to Tony for the time being because the new striker that I can't recall his name, but the new striker that Brentford signed is out for like 6 months.
Right.
Mate, where are they getting 28 million to
So-
spend on Carvalho? The Tony deal for me, I think it's done. They've just signed.
Where do you think he'll go?
Tony.
I think if he goes to Arsenal, Arsenal are 100% favourites for the league.
I think he's well overrated, Tony.
He's
He's good.
He
He's
scores
good.
good goals.
No, he is. But I don't think he's as good as what people make out. Like,
I don't.
If you
They
sign him, he's
probably
going to win
don't
the
need
league.
a Haaland or a Salah. You know, they just need a fella
Yeah.
that's a little bit more consistent.
Tony
than
feels
Jesus.
like a Man United type of player. His attitude, the way he is. I can't see him at Arsenal because Arteta, I don't think would deal with Tony's a bit of a fucking
I think
dick.
he'd
is he, right?
improve. I think he'd
He's-
improve United, Chelsea, and Arsenal, and Tottenham. I think he'd improve them all. But I still don't think he's. I don't think he's as good as what people make out. I mean, it's just the English thing, isn't it?
The English inflation.
And he might go in January, but I don't think he's going anywhere yet.
Huh.
Not while the new signing
But-
Brentford have made is out
Mate,
injured.
what-
I'd be very surprised.
How would they
if that
spend
happened.
30 million on Carvalho? Like nearly 30 million on Carvalho. Where are they getting the money for that? That must be a record signing, isn't it? It's got to be, hasn't it? Yeah. They must be getting the money somewhere.
They don't
for
usually
that.
do that either, do they?
No way.
They've been
No.
usually very good at
It's
kind of
very
finding
unlikely
talent.
because a lot of
and-
the time Brentford bring
bring them
players
through.
in.
So I know
from
we've
abroad.
spoken about literally every team in the Premier League, and we said we would. And one team I do want to touch on. I don't think they'll go down, but I do think may have a stinker. Is Brighton?
Yeah, I was going to mention.
Just because, these teams, like everything's really. They do everything great, and for 4 or 5 years, everyone's like, "Oh, Brighton this," and then all the managers are great,
Burnley.
and everyone steals all their players. So, I was thinking more Southampton, like maybe 10, 12 years ago,
Yeah.
when they had all the youth players coming through, and their recruitment was really good, and maybe West Ham before that. But I think it only goes so long. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
You only get your manager right so many times. You only get your recruitment right so many times, and I just wonder. Their manager's only 31.
They might not do as
Yeah,
well as
might be
previous
tough.
season. I don't think they're going to flirt with relegation.
I don't think they'll
anything
go
like
down.
that.
I don't think they'll go down. I don't think
Yeah,
they'll be.
they'll
But I do
struggle
think
maybe.
they might be around that sort of 14, 15.
They'll be in bottom half.
Because they still have a lot of
14th,
quality.
15th
They
maybe,
still have a
yeah.
lot
I think
of
they're a
good
bottom
players,
half
so-
team, though.
They
I don't think
really
they'll
do.
finish in the top half this
No,
season.
I agree. I think they'll struggle with that, to be fair. Top goal scorer? Are you all saying the same man?
Fucking, I mean, you'd be an idiot not to say fucking Haaland, wouldn't you? So, if there's an outside shot, I guess is the better question. Is there anyone that maybe could challenge Haaland for that?
Did he win it last year?
Yeah.
Oh, fucking hell, that's shit, isn't it? He was missing for about 30 games as well, wasn't he?
Yeah,
Well,
he's still
about-
got it.
about-
So Haaland will get top goal scorer. So who could get close to him?
I don't know that he will.
Right.
I just don't think he will, and I don't think City will win the league. And but I'm struggling to. I'm going to go with my heart here, and I'm more than my head, and I'm going to go. I think Salah is going to shut a bunch of people up, and he'll be top scorer. He'll get the golden boot this year.
I'd be very happy with that.
That's what I'm going to go
Or
with.
Jota if he stays fit. But anyone else that you can think that
I think if Tony was
Ollie
to,
Watkins.
if Tony was to end up at Arsenal, I think he might have a chance. Ollie Watkins, I don't know. Yeah, it'd be a stretch, wouldn't it?
What about Cole Palmer? Had a great season last season. Well, it was magnificent. It was better than great.
Yeah,
I mean, he was
he
magnificent.
carried
Can he have
the
the
fucking
same
thing.
season again? Of course, last season a little bit of an unknown, right? Young player from Man City, let go of, comes into Chelsea, was magnificent. And we've seen it time and time again. A player scores bucket loads of goals, and then teams figure him out. Can Cole Palmer maybe break that mold and score the same amount of goals next season?
I said that in our message. I think he's well overhyped, Cole Palmer. I think he's a really, really good player. Don't get me wrong, but where is the incentive to say to someone, he's a 9-year contract?
Yeah,
I don't know, man. I'll be surprised if he has. I'm surprised if he does as well this year as what he did last year, because at the start of last year there wasn't that much thing where now everything basically Chelsea do is sort of around him.
Yep.
And I just think it sounds a bit simple, but if you can sort of get a little bit close to Palmer, and you can sort of stop Chelsea really, because he's their main threat, isn't he?
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what I mean? So
You said Manx top 4? Or
4.
You did? So
Yeah,
what
4.
about Hoyland, if he stays fit? Is he someone that maybe could...
He probably won't though. That's the thing, and no, I think that's where they're. I think that's one of their main areas where they're. I can't have that fella. I don't like the cut of that fella. I don't think he's as good as they're trying to make out that he is. To spend a good bit of money on him. I don't know. I just haven't really. Maybe it's just me. I don't know. I just haven't seen anything from him that makes me go.
he's
I
so
think he's
young,
going to be
isn't he?
really
He's so
good.
young. He shouldn't be a United starting striker, should he?
Yeah.
He should be the sort of player. If he was with us, for example, he'd be like 5th choice. He'd come on 20 minutes to go, and you'd be like, he's really good. Him, he's decent. Like he can, but because he's starting up front at 19, he's gotten. Who was coming in after him? It was Martial. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not like he should have someone in front of him where he's learning off. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And he's been shafted a little bit, but. Anyway, why are we talking about them pricks? Why are we talking about Hoyland? Of all the people that bring up Hoyland.
Yeah. No, he was sent for an outside chance at the Golden Boot.
Oh,
I suppose
you
if United
messing?
were to finish
Yeah,
fourth.
just throw it out. If you think he's going to...
Yeah,
Man United going to finish top 4...
yeah, he's going to score.
then he's gonna score
probably
goals,
gonna-
right?
How many
yeah.
scored last year?
He's gonna
About
score
4 goals last year, didn't he, or something daft?
Yeah, but Man United didn't get top 4. That's the point.
Yeah.
So
No.
We're saying anyone else that you can think of in Nunes?
Top goal
Could
scorer.
he get up there?
He could get up there, but Holland will score an absolute bucket load this year. I think he didn't do the Euro, he didn't play the Euros, did he?
Nah.
So, he missed a lot of games last year. I think he'll probably get 30 goals again. Probably. Yeah, very exciting, isn't it?
Golden Glove.
Oh my
Oh,
God.
fuck off. Oh, no. Are we actually doing Golden Glove?
I don't know. I just threw it out there.
You just threw it out there.
I don't want to go home, so we'll keep talking.
Yeah.
Got a crap ton of work to do when I get home.
You'd have to say City, wouldn't you? I think.
Ederson.
Say so. Yeah, say so.
I'm gonna say I don't rate him, but I think the defense is so good that they're not going to concede many goals. Probably David Raya at Arsenal, just because
Yeah, they are
that,
good,
Rice and the centre backs they have and the full backs.
Yeah.
I think David Raya will get Golden Glove.
Right, are we going to touch on our game? We're going to give prediction on
We
our
are,
game, or is that going to be a separate thing, or what?
Yeah, we'll talk about it here. So yeah, we're playing newly promoted Ipswich, early kickoff. What do we think? I guess lineup-wise, what you think we're going to do, based on what you've seen in pre-seasons. Of course, we saw 2 games we played the other day, one with a crowd, one without a crowd at Anfield. Won the first one convincingly 4-1. The second game was a 0-0. I didn't watch it, but by all accounts, it was fucking snooze fest.
I think the team with the crowd is probably very close to what the team will be on Saturday. I think it'll be. I'm excited. I'm looking forward to it. I think the Ipswich fans as well back in the Premier League. I think they'll be well up for it, even though it's an early kick-off. But I still think there'll be a good atmosphere there. But I just think we'll be too strong for them, and I think we'll win. We'll win pretty convincingly, probably 3-1 or something like that.
Okay, Glenn.
Yeah, I think exactly that. I think it'll be 3-1. I think it'll be first 10 minutes quite tough. The crowd will be up. It'll be all that. Liverpool will sit in a little bit, hopefully. I can see us being devastating on the counter-attack. I can see us scoring a couple of goals on the counter-attack, I think. I think that the team. I mean, I'll be honest. I've not watched that much of a pre-season. I never really do. If you're one of those weirdos that watches every single minute of the pre-season, fair enough, but not for me. Or one of those that are like, oh my god, have you seen this player on pre-season? He's unbelievable, and you're like, fuck off.
You're having to go at me here, are you?
Fucking yeah. Honestly, pre-season's I'm a bit probably a bit old school, and pre-season is.
But you still want to fucking win, and we won.
Of course you do. Like, if you lost 3 games, 6-0, you'd be like, yeah. But I'm a bit old school in the fact that pre-season, get your minutes in your legs, get yourself sharp. I don't get too overly. Oh, this player's looking amazing. This player's looking shy. Is shite now apparently. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, Bruno Scherer is the greatest player ever, and
so
Ryan B. Rooster is.
Well, I remember Joe Cole having a great pre-season, and then everyone was like, "Oh yeah, maybe But it's that's sort of my point. But I think forward wise, if we can keep the 5 of them fit for the majority of the season, then we'll have a really, really, really good season if we can keep them. If we can keep them. I mean, I know that's like probably very obvious because I think we've probably got the best collection of forwards in the whole league. But if you can keep them, the majority of them fit, then I think we'll have a.
I think out of those, I would put a big exclamation mark next to Jota for me. I think Jota, to compete. If we're going to compete for the league title, for example, I think it's going to be difficult this season with all the changes. I mean, Jota is that good that you would hope.
He's just a great finisher.
He's such a natural. And you see his goal he scored.
Yeah.
He's
done loads of those. Like, you know, that kind of way.
So Robbie Fowler, that.
He's just a poacher. Yeah. He really is a great eye for goal. He's always in the right fucking place. And he's got a great eye for the goal. Yeah, I agree. I think. But the problem is we've said this a couple of times. The chap doesn't stay fit. That's the fucking problem.
Yeah.
I mean, we've what two and a half seasons now of him, and it's he hasn't stayed fit. So I have great hope in him staying fit for. Plus, I said this the other night on the charity thing that we did. I just don't see him as a fucking starter.
Who? Jota?
Jota?
The weekend.
Yeah.
The weekend.
No, I feel
really? I am surprised.
I feel that we get more. I feel that we get more out of him as a sub.
No way.
Than we do when he
starts. I think he's the best. He is the best. I mean, he's the best striker we have. Definitely.
He's the best kind of natural sort of poacher finisher that we have.
Besides Salah, right? So you have Salah and Jota. I think are the most gifted.
And I said, I raised a few eyebrows the other evening when I said it as well. I just, for me, I feel that we get more out of him when he comes on, get a couple of goals, move on to the next game. I think when he starts, I don't know that we get the same return on investment with him.
It's the thing with Nunes as well, because sometimes I think Nunes can be a better sub when he comes on, when he's causing havoc. As well, but what do you actually think for the game then? Because I think the same as him, 3-1.
So 3-1.
See 12-0, won't he?
12-0. I think it'll be a tough game. I think it'll be 2-1 Liverpool. I think we'll win in the end. I don't think it'll be easy.
Who's going to score for Ipswich?
Going to come up. I haven't got a clue. I'd have to have a look at it.
Score for Ipswich?
Yeah.
2-1 own goal.
Kieran Dyer.
Kwanzaa own goal.
Kieran Dyer. No, I think 2-1 Liverpool. I mean, the whole early kick-off, Ipswich, first game at home, Premier League, season kick-off, blah, blah, blah. I think we'll get through. I think we'll win 2-1.
So who'll start up front for you at the weekend?
Jota, Salah, Diaz.
Yeah.
I think it's...
So...
I think it will be them, because they've been sort of back and they seem to have the more the minutes, don't they?
Yeah.
And they seem to be on a bit of a fucking roll as well. Diaz kind of fucking came back and he looked fucking fairly sharp. To me, I know that you don't put great stock in the pre-season.
No,
stuff,
I mean, don't
get
me wrong.
Fuck me, he looked good there at the weekend, and Jota's sharp as fuck.
What about midfield? I think it's the
that one's really hard.
I think it's. I mean, depending on where McAllister is, and he might not be. I don't know.
Yeah.
It might be the next game. It would be McAllister if he's right, Szoboszlai. If it's going to be like a 4-2-3-1, it'd be them two and Harvey in front of them.
Yeah.
If not McAllister, Jones and Szoboszlai a little bit deeper, and then Harvey. I don't think there's.
So the whole talk about Gravenberg now being the answer at 6.
Yeah.
You're not having it?
I mean, you have watched every minute of the pre-season, so you'll tell me. But I think he's all right, Gravenberg. But if I had the choice of midfielders, I would be choosing him. I'd be choosing him fourth over those.
Oh yeah,
those
I'm
four.
the same.
I think it was.
To me, he's not.
I'd choose him over Endo in this type of sort of system. I'd choose him over Endo.
Yeah.
So
I think it was rather telling. The Sevilla game, Gravenberch was the 6, and he played there against Man United as well. And he hasn't started Endo there since, apart from the second game.
No, you can tell that.
Endo's off,
That's
I think Endo will be off if we bring. I'll be surprised if Endo went if we didn't bring someone else into the midfield. But I think it would be. I think he's going to do Gravenberch, Szoboszlai, and then McAllister or Elliott. I think will be the decision based on fitness for McAllister.
in this way of him playing, I'll be surprised if McAllister plays forward.
Yeah.
As he when he come on did he come on against Sevilla? McAllister, did he play?
Yeah.
He come on, yeah. Where did he come on? He just played centre mid.
Yep.
Yeah,
Played his usual spot.
That's what I mean. I think he'll.
Yeah.
If he's going to play for your man, I think he's going to play. He's going to play there. Which, in some ways,
You think he's going to play 6 or further up? You're saying?
so doesn't he play 4-2-3-1?
Yeah, he plays.
Two midfielders, sort of like.
He plays the. He's been playing the formation that Chris from Redman TV said that he played, and slots in.
Well, he didn't like that, did he?
He didn't like that, but he's been playing like Gravenberch and Szoboszlai, or Jones and Szoboszlai, or Endo and Szoboszlai, or it's been that too.
Yeah.
Is how he's played it.
Well,
pretty much every single game. But what out of the two, there's been significant. There has been one of them is going to drop a little bit behind the other. But it's been 4-2.
It does make you sort of think though, if like obviously he was trying to sign Zubimendi, like what that would have then maybe have done to McAllister's position if McAllister maybe would have played with him, or if that would have maybe pushed him on, because I can sort of see that this is going to be Szoboszlai's position now, isn't it?
Yeah.
Sort of a little bit deeper.
Yep.
Which having his physicality in there is, I don't think it's a bad thing anyway. No. So I think it'll be them two. Right back Trent.
Yeah. Oh, without
Maybe.
doubt. No, without doubt.
Yeah, isn't it? He played the other day.
Oh,
He did. He played the other day, but yeah, maybe it's the same thing with the McAllister thing. If he's fit enough, then Trent starts.
Yeah.
Against over Bradley. Yeah.
And then
the question marks start coming now. The next 3 are the next one's obvious.
Well, you would have thought Kwanzaa would start.
Yeah,
because he's been all
Virgil for me. Virgil and Kwanzaa is 100% nailed on.
I thought so, yeah.
Huh?
I would have thought so.
Yeah, nailed on.
And
then left back.
What's up, Robertson? Is he not playing?
No, he played the other day. Yeah, Robertson, if he's fit, he plays, right?
So yeah, that's centre back is an issue, isn't it?
I don't think it is.
No. I mean, in for the whole season. You don't think so?
No.
I've
told you. You know my opinion on that Kwanzaa lad.
No, he's class. I think he's class. He's young. He's going to make mistakes, and that's fine. I've got no problem with that. The problem that I do have is he's young, and you would think if you would have said at the start of the season you've got 4 centre backs, Kwanzaa probably would have been your 4th one. Konate would have been your second choice. Konate, because Konate's injuries is so injury prone, and his form last year was.
It really fell off at the end.
Fell off near the end, and again he hasn't had a great pre-season. It's not really that for me. It's in this system. He wants to have the centre backs have the ball all the time, and Konza's a really good one-on-one defender, running in channels, running in that right side. But he isn't a defender that I would want to have the ball at his feet 50 times in the first half. Do you know what I mean? I don't think he's that great on the ball, mate.
I don't think I'd agree with that. Now,
I don't think he's great on the ball.
How about Virgil? Do you think Virgil's good on the ball?
In comparison.
Yeah, no, not in comparison.
Virgil is
so I just think I think Kwanzaa is a mini Virgil. Oh, Kanai. Oh, okay. Yeah,
no,
yeah.
Kwanzaa's really good on the ball.
Okay. Yeah, I was like, fuck.
Yeah. Sorry, no.
It's like, Jesus.
Yeah, amazed at that.
Yeah, no, I agree, and that's why I think Kwanzaa.
Yeah.
I think Kwanzaa. It's
Well,
Kwanzaa and
an issue,
Virgil.
but that's why I think it's an issue with the centre backs now, because you've got Kwanzaa and Van Dijk, in theory, like sort of like your perfect two. One's really young. You got Joe Gomez. Is he now going to be sort of in contention for that third, fourth, or to be starting centre back? I think he hopefully doesn't get any injuries, because he had a bit of a one-off last year being fit. And then you've got Kanai. I feel like we need one more centre. I feel like we need one more centre back desperately.
Yeah.
I really do. And Phillips and your other man are probably going to go.
Reece Williams.
Well, there's Reece Williams and there's there's Van.
What about the big red fella?
Yeah, he's going to go.
Red
That's a good run, that.
Yeah. What's going
Shirt
on
that as well.
It's gonna
Nice shirt, that.
Yeah, no, my biggest concern in the whole fucking squad is right now is the left back.
Is it?
Yeah, fuck me, lads. I can't have Tsimikas.
I wouldn't disagree with that. I mean, you're basing that on Robertson and
yeah.
his recent injuries,
Yeah,
right? Because if
wait a
Robertson's
minute.
out,
and there's plenty of miles in that clock, lads.
yeah.
Is that why you would keep Gomez?
Yes,
So,
I mean, there's numerous reasons you would keep Gomez.
but that's one of them.
know,
One
if
of them
he
is
can
that he
stay
can
and have
play.
a season
He can
like
play
last
pretty much
season, he can play
all
across
across
the
the back four.
Yeah.
I've got this not the theory, but I think if Gomez's value right now is very, very high. I don't want to sell Gomez before anyone starts banging on, but I think his value is so high now with Gomez. I don't think his value will ever be this high. Like, if we're going to sell Gomez, I think you could get about 30 million plus for him. I really do. And I do worry with his injuries in the past being so poor that last year may have been like a bit of a one-off. And if he gets injuries again this year, you've got a lot of money there you probably could have got for him. Where if he does have another season, there's not going to be the value there for him. But at the same time, we've had that many different changes with the manager and this, that, and the other. And he can play right back, he can play centre back, he can play left back. Sort of.
That's what I think.
And that's the thing. I don't care about his value, right?
Yeah.
I care about having a really good season.
Get
Gomez
it, Thiago though.
But again, if you sell Gomez, that's fucking great. But you better bring someone in that can do it. And that would be my worry.
But the problem is,
for sure.
but that's another one of your centre backs gone then as well. Your
That's
potential.
it.
Yeah.
So
That's
then
it. You can
do
play
you
everywhere,
use the money?
can't
Yeah. Do you
You
use
can
the
play
money to
everywhere.
buy another centre back, or do you use the money to? In my opinion, it'll be criminal if we end this fucking window and we don't bring in a left back.
I don't think it'll be criminal. I think you can get away with having Robertson, Tsimikas and Joe Gomez as a third sort of choice as being a left back. I think for me it's centre back. I used to think 6 was more of a priority than centre back, but I think centre back is more a priority, and then 6. If we don't sign a left back, I wouldn't be that fussed. I think there's enough cover there
I know.
to get you through it.
I'm not.
Well, they're looking at that at the
Like,
moment,
listen,
right? They're looking at
how
Gomez,
much have I
Canate, Kwanzaa, Virgil, so they're seeing those options.
How much
there.
of- how much-
Vandenberg is probably going to go. Phillips is probably going to go.
How much grief have I give Tsimikas? Right, I can't stand. I think he's crap, but there's a few things like when all those changes are going, you sort of don't want to sort of add another headache to yourself. Okay, I've got to get rid of Tsimikas. Fucking hell, I've got to bring in a backup left back. He seems dead sound around the place as well.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean?
yeah.
It's like little small things like that. It's like it's just an extra. Like it's like the same with the keeper. I hope to God the keeper wants to stay, and I think he probably does now because he probably would have went earlier. Who wants to be fucking about trying to get a backup goalie? Do you know what I mean? For Keller, maybe we've got one ready for next year.
Yeah.
And maybe that's something for.
All right, let's wrap this up because
Yeah,
we've talked about this for another
We've gone on, haven't we?
hour.
We haven't been down here
right?
for ages, to be fair, have we?
And it's time to get some food. We're at BD Riley's, of course. Thank you, BD Riley's, for the food, the drinks, for hosting us. Thanks to Delcros for showing up again. Thanks to Glenn.
No,
Kewley
all thanks tonight
for
goes to
being
Glenn
back.
for coming down.
Yeah,
We missed you.
yeah. Welcome. How's it feel to be back?
Yeah, it feels
and
it
ranting?
feels fucking dead hot and sweaty. I'm surprised we've been out here. Hello.
What about the little fella? Is he looking forward to the season? I know you're not particularly, but is the little guy?
He probably gets the energy from me, doesn't he?
He's probably going around up, kicking the
No,
dog,
I'm
going,
still-
fuck, where's Klopp?
It's like a breakup in it, and you still. It's like your first love, and you're still a little bit heartbroken. Do you know what I mean? I'm still a little bit. it's still a bit raw. Don't
Can't talk
go
about
there.
you brought it up.
I know, yeah.
Look, you'll be down here. In less than a month, you'll be down here some Saturday morning, full to the fucking eyeballs of IPA. Go, Arna, slot.
If anyone does that round me in the next 6 months, I will glass them.
6 months.
Yeah.
Not 6 weeks. You're giving it all the way to 6 months.
Oh, mate.
New year, 2025 at least.
Yeah,
Wow.
Yeah, I'm finding it. Yeah. Anyway, right. Let's sack it off then. There's some ice cream in there. We need to get some ice cream in us.
Ice cream. All right. Like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Cheers. Have a good one. Bye.
Tra.
Ta-da.